questions continue to swirl around the tragic shooting of a teacher in Newport News, Virginia, by a 6-year-old student.
I don't know what was going through that child's mind. He's 6 years old. He displayed a firearm, he pointed it, and he fired one round.
Abby Zwerner was shot through her hand and the bullet landed in her chest. She's currently in stable condition at a local hospital.
Bless Abby. Give her family the strength that they need to get through this.
During a vigil in her honor, her fellow teachers called her a hero.
She is thoughtful, she is caring, and she is one of the most amazing teachers that I've been blessed to interact with.
The student who brought the gun to school and fired it in class is being held at a medical facility under an emergency custody and temporary detention order. And while the authorities have said this shooting was, quote, not accidental, that doesn't necessarily mean it will be prosecuted as a crime.
This really isn't a criminal matter. This is a matter of what would be in the best interests of this child.
Julie McConnell is a lawyer and the director of the Children's Defense Clinic at the University of Richmond. McConnell says for anyone to stand trial, they must be capable of forming criminal intent, but the law generally recognizes that ability at 7 years old.
And that means the child has to understand the nature of the proceedings, be able to assist his lawyer in pursuing the case, understand the role of a judge and a prosecutor, understand his own rights, that he has a right to remain silent and not testify, that he has a right to appeal if he's convicted. Those are things that are complex legal factors that a 6-year-old just would never be able to understand.
Police say the firearm used in the shooting was legally purchased by the student's mother, and criminal charges against her are certainly a possibility.
We need to check with Child Protective Services on any history. We need to check with the school system on any behavioral issues they might have and put those together.
In Virginia, it is illegal to, quote, recklessly leave a loaded, unsecured firearm within the reach of a child under 14, but McConnell believes if the parents are prosecuted, it will more than likely be for criminal negligence.
That's only a misdemeanor statute, so that may not be what the prosecutor would be most inclined to pursue. They would most likely look at the felony negligence statute.
The shooting at Rich Neck Elementary School is one of 7 times a firearm has been discharged on school property in the U.S. this year. There were 302 last year, including the shooting in Uvalde, Texas, that left 19 elementary school kids and 2 teachers dead. According to a database that tracks shootings at K-12 schools, there's been 3 other shootings involving a 6-year-old since 1970. Including the fatal shooting of a 6-year-old girl by her classmate in Michigan. Now, I asked Julie McConnell, who you heard from in the piece, if she doesn't expect criminal charges, what does she think will happen here? And she said if all parties can agree to it, they will more than likely enter a child in need of services petition, which essentially gives the judge a range of options from counseling to parenting classes to psychiatric evaluations for the parents or the students. And it also gives that judge the power to hold the parents or the child accountable if they are not fully participating in whatever the court decides. Jan.